Hey guys. So as you guys jump on, good evening, good evening. So I can't see you, but you can see me. And the reason I set it up like that is some people just, they aren't super comfortable being in front of the camera. So I do set it up this way for a reason so that everybody can just feel comfortable asking questions. So the way we're going to do it is I'm going to get you to scroll down to the bottom of your Zoom and it says chat. And if you just click on that, it'll open up a sidebar. So that is where you guys are going to post your questions tonight, and whatever questions you have, that's where I'll get you to post them. So just for now, as you come in, we'll just wait for people to come in. Please just post in the chat where you're from and your name, and that would be a great start just to see where everybody's coming in from. I do work is a global operation that I run, so there's people from all over the world, and it's always super exciting to see where everybody's coming from. So I just want to give we'll give about 5 more minutes. So if you need to go to the bathroom, grab yourself some water or whatever you like, then go ahead and do that. We're going to start at probably about 10 after 8. But yeah, just pop in the chat where you're from, and I would love to hear where you're from and your name. And don't be shy. There's actually a statistic that talks about, hey, Lauren from Birmingham. Nice. So I've never been there. So there is a statistic that talks about how engagement actually helps people to absorb information. So Jenny from Alberta. I'm from Alberta too, Jenny. So I'm from Canada. I'm from Alberta. I do a lot of traveling, but this is kind of where I sit my roots. So Jenny, let me know where you're from in Alberta. Maybe we're neighbors. So engagement is huge. It actually does help to allow the brain to absorb more information because you're including yourself. So instead of being from the outside in, you're actually feeling like you're more a part of whatever we're talking about. So please drop Lac La Biche. Oh, that's a little farther north. I'm out by Calgary. So please let me know where you're from. And just for those of you that have just jumped on, I'm going to give 5 more minutes for everybody to jump on, and then we'll get going. So if you need to grab anything, maybe go to the bathroom really quick. And I really do recommend that you flip over your phone if your phone's sitting in front of you, which mine usually is. Flip it over, turn it off, just so that you can actually get the best value. Because you guys, honestly, at the end of the day, this information can really change your life. And I am one of those people that has had drastic changes in my personal and professional life from this. So you never know what just being here and taking in, I'm not going to brainwash you. I'm not going to convince you to do something that you're not ready to do, because I also work specifically with people, and I actually want to make sure that you are ready. That is really important to me, because I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste mine. And really, I'm not in the business of convincing. So I want you to be able to absorb as much of this knowledge as possible so that you can really feel out whether this is something that can actually really call to you, and if you think can really change your life. Because at the end of the day, I believe in this 100%, and I know what it's done for me. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? So it doesn't mean that you're a stubborn horse. It just means it might not resonate with you. And if in that case, it's not going to be your path. But what if it is, right? What if it is? So 3 more minutes. For those of you just jumping on, there's a few people jumping on. Make sure you let me know where you're from. Don't be shy. We were just talking about engagement and how engagement actually can help you absorb information. Instead of just sitting on the sidelines, you actually are including yourself in the process. And usually, actually, I remember when I first started online and in the community, I was always like chatting and like in the chats and like always asking tons of questions. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this is annoying, but I just couldn't help myself. Like, I was like, I want the info. And if nobody else is going to ask these questions, I'm going to ask them. Because when you really get in the driver's seat of your life, everything changes, where you really are going, I'm not waiting for somebody else to make a decision for me. I know what I want and I'm going for it. So stepping out of your comfort zone, chatting, letting me know where you're from is really exciting. And it can really offer me an opportunity to also I love what I do, and I love that it's global and I get to work with people all over the world. But it's also really exciting for me when I know people are stepping out of their comfort zone, because that's basically where growth happens, right? Growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone. So, Courtney is from Evansburg. Hi, Courtney. Nice to see you or hear from you. All right, guys, we're going to get going in about 30 seconds. Thank you all for being here. This is a really, really important part of entrepreneurship, is going, okay, what information is available to me, and how can I basically figure out whether it's going to be something that is going to offer me, hey, Carly, whether it's going to be able to be a vehicle that can get me to point A to point B. That's what this is about. So what I want to do is offer you guys the opportunity to ask me questions. I am also going to be answering questions that are common. So common questions that I get all the time. So while I'm waiting for, looks like a couple of people are typing their comments. Hey, Lindsay. So, okay, so first off, while you guys are getting ready to post your questions, what exactly do I do is a very, very common question. Now, we all see all these people online with these crazy results. They're traveling the world, whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what they're doing. It's like, what's your motivation? What are you looking for? So one of the things that I did for 8 years was I built businesses based on products and how to leverage products or ideas on whether it was online or brick and mortar. Okay, so I owned businesses for 8 years. I spent $200,000 on those businesses. And in those businesses, what I did was I went, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to sell? What do I want to create? So for example, I opened a yoga studio. What did I want to do? I wanted to create value for people in their lives because I knew that yoga was really good for you. I knew it could help change your life. So I started selling yoga. And then the second thing that I did was I opened a shop. And what did I want to do? I wanted as many moms as possible to be able to have like a Walmart where they knew that every product was sustainable, ethical, non-toxic, organic, and all of that, right? So what did I want? I wanted people to feel safe. So what actually happens is a lot of times we don't think of what we want to create for people as an emotion, as a feeling. We take one step back and we figure out how to sell them something. Now, this is one of the very many skills that successful entrepreneurs know how to do, right? You have to know how to create an experience for people, and you have to know how to, for one, not only create an experience for them, but what do they actually want? What do they actually want to create? When you're tied to one product or one idea or one concept, your business is unstable because it's out of your control. But how about the people that created these businesses, that created these ideas, that created these concepts, right? And that's really what we all want to be. Is we want to be this inventor, or the first person that thought of something, right? That is a really, really hard target for us to hit when we're trying to be the first one. It's not about being the first one. It's about proper sales techniques, proper mentorship, and something that we already know sells. So we don't want to reinvent the wheel, especially when you have no idea what you're doing, right? You have to be able to learn what you need to do to build any brand and any business. So in order to do that, you actually have to be able to know the skills, the techniques, the routine that are all encompassing around every brand that's ever been successful, that's ever been built. Because I'll tell you what, guys, it's not luck. All businesses, like we all think, oh, if I could just get on Shark Tank, or Shark Tank or Dragon's Den. They'll notice me and my brand will be awesome. And yeah, that happens to some people for sure. But if we're shooting for something like that, you're basically setting yourself up for a very small margin of success. Whereas if you actually can come into a system and a program that can teach you not only how to build your own personal brand, but increase your confidence. Okay, so nobody's going to buy anything from you if you don't have confidence. And if you don't know how to get your message across to people, right? People are scrolling through online every day super duper fast, and you don't have a lot of time for people to stop and go, why is this different, right? There is so much traffic moving online, you guys, and everybody wants to spend money and everybody wants to buy something, but the competition is huge. So in order to stand out online, there's certain skills, techniques that you need to learn. One of the biggest ones is how to run advertisements on Facebook. Facebook is the #1 selling platform as far as sales conversions. Learning how to run ads on Facebook is a massive, valuable technique in order for you to be able to draw traffic into your domain. I do what's called attraction marketing. So there's no inboxing your friends and family. We actually know how to get ads in front of people that are looking to do what the offer that we have. So what do I look for? I look for entrepreneurs. I look for people that want to learn these skills, whether you want to become a blogger, a photographer, an artist, a social media influencer, a writer, you want to write a book, you want to become a motivational speaker. It doesn't matter what it is that you want to do. You have to learn how to build a business online. And there's certain skills that entail around that. So basically what we do is we have a 2-part system. And the 2 parts of the system are, one of them is a membership. And in the membership, you actually have an opportunity to learn from people that have done, I did almost 6 figures in my first year online, right? That's unheard of for something. And I wasn't like the first one to do it. You know, it wasn't like I got in early and it was like, now nobody else is going to be able to do that. This is like skills that I've learned through the training platform. We learn from 6-figure and 7-figure earners live training every day. We have a community of people all doing the exact same thing, going the same direction, right? So the most common question I get asked is, what do you sell? Well, I sell training. That's what I sell. I sell training and mentorship. And recently, I actually have been able to open up a schedule where I can offer a certain period of time every single week to anybody that comes and works with me, basically. All good, Melanie. It's all good to be light. So basically what it's called is, there's lots of different names for it. People, digital nomad, affiliate marketing. I'm sure a lot of people have heard that term. A year ago when I started, I would say 98% of people I talked to had never even heard that term. Now, I would say about 50% of people have heard of it. Why? Because it is an incredibly fast-growing industry that people are getting results from really quick. So in affiliate marketing, what you get to do is you don't have to worry about sales. All you have to do is learn to create content. So get noticed, right? Create value so that people stay, right? You're creating something that they need. 80% content, 20% sales. You have to show people that you can help them before you ask them for anything, right? And when you come from, like, we work a lot on abundance mindset, money mindset, wealth consciousness is another name for it. A lot of what we do is like personal development too, you guys, because if you're not working on yourself before, like, it doesn't matter what you do. You can run Facebook ads all day long, but if this isn't right and you're not right, it's not going to stick, because it doesn't. Because if you're not right, you have no confidence. And if you have no confidence, nobody's going to buy anything from someone that's not confident. Have you guys ever met a salesman? Please put in the chat if you've ever met a salesman that you're like, they have no idea what they're talking about. Please put in the chat if you have ever met someone like that. And have you bought something from them when you're like, oh, this person's like unsure and you don't have any trust, right? So when you don't have any trust for anybody, you cannot create a relationship with them. At the end of the day, what do people need? People need more time. They need more freedom. They need more time with their families. They need to not be paying 35 to 50% of their paychecks to the government because they have to, because they're an employee. So what do people actually need? People need to learn the skills that 1% of the population has. The 1% of the population that has all the money, that has all the opportunity, and that has the businesses. 200 years ago, 80% of the population owned their own businesses. Today, 80% of people are employees. People have lost their confidence, they've lost their knowledge, and they've lost their ability to create something on their own. Isn't it time that we actually switch that back around? And how do we start by doing that? We start with confidence. Huge personal development and confidence. So while you're building all these techniques, you have the mentorship, whether the technical and the personal mentorship, whether you have that or you don't, and you just decide to, kind of do it on your own, whatever. The big difference between these two types of people is that it's way more likely that someone's going to quit because you don't have anything to level up to. You need to be able to see results, see people performing, what they're doing, and not by watching them. That's not what I'm talking about. It's because we all need validation. Unfortunately, that's our nature. We need some kind of validation. And we need not just validation in like seeing someone else succeed, but actually getting the encouragement that we can do it too. So I'm in the business of people. I'm in the people business. And there's two ways that people make money with me. Number one, they get in, they take the training, and they sell the training. And that's what we do. And you can get a personal like success, I guess, or a personal result pretty quickly. If you follow the training, even if it's a teeny little success, it's still a success. I got results so quick in here that it was so motivating that I kept going. And then you go from knowing what is possible for someone else to going, oh, wow, I can actually blow what's possible for them out of the water because I believe in myself. So really at the end of the day it's not really about, there is a platform, okay? There's a platform that we use that is technical training, that's step-by-step training. We have our own exclusive offer, affiliate offer that does require people to purchase something extra. That's an option. It's an internal offer, not an external offer, which means you're never going to sell it, which means it's only available to people that come into the program. So you actually can come in and you can utilize the system and you can grow your confidence, your personal brand that nobody can ever take away from you, and learn how to build a business. That's what you're going to learn. Totally what you're going to learn. What I really what I speak to people about is you have to understand that it's not about what you're selling. It's about what goes on in here, what you believe in here, how you set goals, what your routines look like, what are you learning every day. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you guys, you have to be willing and committed to your personal growth and every single day. If you're watching this, are you truly committed to learning something new every single day? Like, does that make you excited? Would you love to learn something new every day? Who would love, please tell me if there's not one person in here that doesn't want to learn something new every day, I definitely will be the first person to tell you you're in the wrong spot. I will not convince anybody that this is for everybody. But if you want to learn something about whatever, business, you want to learn something new every day. I love learning. Well, there's one person out of many in here. How many are on here? Like 10 people in here at the moment and actively participating. And one of them loves learning. Seriously? I'm not going to talk anymore until I hear at least one more, and say no if you don't want to, that's okay. But you guys really okay, if you could work for a year, 1 year, and never have to work again for the rest of your life and actually do what you love I love what I do. This sitting here right now, this doesn't work for me. I love this because I know that someone's going to get the message, somebody's going to come work with me, and somebody's life is going to be transformed. I know that. So that I can speak to 1,000 people, and if one of them changes their life, my job's done. It's not about how famous I can get or how it's really about that one or two people. Because if one or two people, just a little background for those of you that don't know me, 12 months ago, I didn't get out of bed for 2 days because I was literally selling stuff out of my garage to buy groceries for my family. Yes, I have a beautiful house, but I was house poor. I had so much debt that I literally was on the verge of bankruptcy. I was in a relationship that I was unhappy with, that I stayed in because it was too scary. I was dealing with enough fear around my life that I couldn't handle one more thing falling apart. I have a son that has health issues. He was not doing well and everything was falling apart. And my businesses, I had spent $200,000, you guys, in 8 years on businesses that never made me a dime. Most people would have quit. Most people, I did lift up, I used to work at an Irish pub and I picked up my skirt. This was like my line in the sand moment. And I'm not kidding you. It was about that long. And I picked it up and since I worked there, I've had 2 little boys, 3 and 4 years old. And I literally picked it up and I was like, and I threw it away and I was like, that's not happening. So, and then I looked in, luckily I found this and I went, you know what? If that person has made $1 million in their first year and that person makes $100,000 a month and that person made $7,000 in their first month and that person didn't make any money till 6 months, but then made like $50,000. If they can all do it, I can. And I won't lie to you. I was like, if this doesn't work, I don't know what will. And now 12 months later, I just took my children on their first vacation alone. I'm now a single mama. I'm a very happy single mama. I'm finally getting back in shape. I just hired a full-time live-in nanny. I've raised my kids for 5 years on my own because my significant other would work away usually 6 to 8 weeks at a time. And he'd be home for a couple days. So we're talking like serious dreams coming true, like serious. And I was an entrepreneur for 8 years. Something changed. I didn't change. People are like, oh, well, you're so outgoing. People just like you. And, you're so pretty. And it's bull because I'm not different as far as who I am sitting in front of you. I'm different because I learned proper tools to build a brand. And I learned how to be confident and I learned how to create value for people before I asked for their money. So now when people work for me, with me, it's exciting because I know I didn't convince them. I know that I know how to build a brand and I know that people that get in here can make money. I know that. Whether they do or not has nothing to do with me or the platform. It has to do with their motivation and drive. So I did kind of just basically answer most questions because there's a lot of shy people here. So I don't see a lot of questions, which is fine, you guys. Sometimes you just need to hear what I have to say, and that's okay. I love what I do, and I will be doing this for the rest of my life, for sure. Really cool thing, another thing, and I'm not telling you these things to brag. I'm telling you these things because it's evidence that it works, right? And we all love that. I've wanted to release a yoga retreat my whole life. That was like my thing. I just wanted to release a retreat. And because I love doing that. I released a retreat with another girl in the community last week, and it sold out in 24 hours. That, my friends, is because we know how to drive traffic online. We know how to create value. And now we have all these amazing people. Now we get to prove to them, what we can give them. So really, if you care about people and you really want to be in the people business and you want to help other people, but first knowing that you come first and you're willing to invest in your life, you're in the right spot. Where else do you get paid to work on yourself, right? Where else do you get to do that? That's what we do here Because the only way, you guys, you can run a successful business is by being right. You got to be right up here. Be right in your head, be right in your mind, because you can't be good to anybody else unless you're good to yourself. So that, in essence, is what I do. It's called affiliate marketing by technical terms. It's also called social media influencing. Many, many, many things. For me, this is, it means blogging, social media influencing, affiliate marketing, digital nomad. It doesn't have to mean that for everybody. It can just mean traffic driving for you. It can mean motivational speaking. Maybe you want to speak motivationally in front of the world. Maybe that's your goal. But until you shoot for those stars, you gotta learn the techniques and you have to use the platform. So are you coachable? Can you be coachable? Can you go, I don't know how to do anything. These people are making $100,000 to $1 million a year in this community. They're making 100,000. No, there's some doing less, 30, 20,000 to 100,000, all the way up to $1 million in a year. Are you willing to sit back and listen to what they have to say? Maybe 6 months, maybe a year, and then know that you have everything that you need to build forever. So I want to go back and offer those that weren't interested in my company the chance to move over to this training platform. How do I get them under me, or where do I send them to? Do I have them? You do, Carly. Yeah, you do. I'll talk to you. I'll reach out to you after this, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do in order to do that. For sure. So I love listening to you. Oh, I'm glad, Mel. Courtney, I'm in, sister. Courtney, can you message me? Oh, Wilbur's here. I think that if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm not just going to babble on. Do you guys feel like I gave you the information that you need to actually get a good idea about what I do and kind of what the concept of it? The main thing is not getting caught up in the tiny details. Just so you know, we offer, so it's $99 a month. There's a full money back guarantee for 14 days. 14 days. So we don't need to force anybody to be in here. I don't need to tie people into a contract. At the end of the day, you're going to get in, you're going to work with me, you're going to get a call with me right away. As soon as you register, you get a call with me for 30 minutes. Then you get all the training platform unlocked. In that time, you're going to see what our offer is on the inside. And that's an option. You don't have to join that. You can just take the $99 training. But then me and you are going to talk. We're going to go, what's your goals? Where do you want to go? And what do you need from me and the platform in order to get you there? So you have 14 days. There's literally no risk. Like, there's not. If what I've said spoke to you tonight and you feel like that might be something you want to explore, what the problem is, you guys, we think we have time. We think we have time. We don't. There's not enough time. Life is too short. I had an emergency open heart surgery 6 years ago, June 15th, 2012. I literally was told I wasn't coming out of surgery. 50% chance I wasn't coming out. My aorta tore. Life is too short. And it's too short to not be doing the things that you want to do. The fear that most people have is not real. And 80% of the things that you fear will not happen. So you never know if you don't try. What if I don't have a particular product or service, Courtney? So that's why we have our own internal offer, so that you can do an internal investment, and then basically you drive traffic and the sales team basically does all your sales for you, which is lovely because you can spend the time learning all the other skills and you don't have to worry about selling stuff, right? So it's fantastic for people that don't have their own product or service. We have our own patented comp plan, the Better Business Bureau. It's backed by the Better Business Bureau, like I said, and you're going to see the entire offer once you get in, and you have 14 days, and you get everything, right? So you have nothing to lose. There really isn't. Nothing. And everything to potentially gain. Am I going to tell you that every single person is going to stay? No. But I feel confident knowing that if you took a chance, then at least you knew, right? Then at least you know. So Courtney, does that answer your question? Get off here and do some more training. Good on you, girl. Welcome, Lindsay. Welcome back. Lindsay just is ready to go. That's so exciting. So I'm going to go. Courtney, you know where to find me, girl. Send me a message. Let's get you going. Let's get you going tonight. We can book your call. I would love to hear about you and really get to know you. Like, what do you want to create? Life starts now, you guys. Life starts now. So I hope you guys all have an amazing evening. Thank you all for coming out, and I'll talk to you soon.